What up, the world? This is Lemon here. I'll take this out. Alrighty. Buenos dias. It is early morning right now. At this present moment. It's been a lot after that new moon in Leo. And we're all finding our inner creativity, our inner strength, with new beginnings that are manifesting right now. Our new beginnings are what we are working on now as the lunar energy continues to build to the full moon next week in Aquarius. That is my natal position, the Sun, Leo, Moon, Aquarius. I was born with the full moon energy. Shout out to all my Leos and everybody born with full moon energy. You know. Right now, I just feel a huge restraint or constriction, and I just went to the app that I use is Astrograph. It's available on all iOS mobile devices and on the computer. Yeah. See, a sign and sigil of a restriction. So I looked at the aspects that are actually going on at the moment, and the biggest one that I noticed when I looked at the planetary aspects is the moon square Saturn. Right now it is starting to weaken, but it's less than a full degree away, so it's still very, very strong. The moon is in Libra and Saturn is in Capricorn retrograde, and the retrograde season is almost over, so all of the hard work and dedication that we've been doing is going to pay off very soon when Saturn comes back online. Saturn goes away and allows us to keep working, and then we get to see from all of the work that we've done. You know, Saturn takes a look at it and says if it's truly, good, is it worthy of the goals that we set for ourselves, or are we still missing some key elements in, discipline, self-discipline, and mental regulating. So, me personally, whenever I have the moon transiting, it hits my chart, hitting my natal Saturn in Capricorn and Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn, and my Jupiter in Cancer. So I instantly feel like I need to go and do something. I need to do something. I gotta make something happen. Like, that's how I feel during the first few degrees of the moon transiting in Libra. But then after, it comes into a trine with my sun in my rising, but right before it goes into Scorpio. So then I feel a little sense of relief because I was able to take care of some business. So for the rest of the world, though, include me included, we have this line of frustration where Libra and Capricorn. Libra is the sign of justice, of fairness. It's a dual energy. It's the sign of the scales. It's also represented very well in the Egyptian monarchy, or the Egyptian civilization. That was all about Libra energy. Capricorn is about the society, definitely the society we have right now that's ongoing. That's coming to an end with Pluto transiting Capricorn. But Capricorn is about restriction, and it's the restrictions that we place on ourselves based on how much we really believe in our reality. So, for example, if you really believe that in your reality, in your life, that you cannot acquire this type of a status, then every situation that you live in is going to reinforce the fact that you don't believe that you're able to exceed the limit, or you're not able to exceed what's in front of you because it's all that you're focused on. So it's going to keep focusing back on you. And when Saturn is in Libra, it's exalted, because when Saturn is exercising restriction or limitations and is being done in a just or fair way, or when it comes to handling disputes and mediation, that's actually a good thing. Every aspect, has its ups as well as its downs. Everything has a positive and a negative. It's not good or bad, it's just the energy on the scale of rising and falling, which all the planets do except for the sun. So right now, there is a internal conflict within the environments that we have, where emotionally we feel the need to do what's right for ourselves and for others, by making a decision that'll benefit everyone just as well as it benefits yourself. And then the conflict from the environment that's reinforced to you is are you sure, or are you ready? You want to make this decision? Do you want to make this decision? And what reality are you choosing to be reflected out into the world? Because whatever decision that you choose to make, there's a lesson in what you believe your status is, what you decide your reality is going to be. Now, everyone is a part of a society. Everyone is a part of everyone is a part of your environment, and that's because everything in your environment is a reflection of you. And Libra understands that, because they understand that there is at least 2 to 3 sides to every story, and one perception isn't enough. So in order to be fair, you have to take in all of the facts and figures and, do as much balancing as you can possible without forcing the scales to tip over. And we all can accomplish anything that we want to accomplish. We all can be fair and just with ourselves just as much as we could be fair and just with people outside of us, because again, all of your outside environment is a reflection of who you are on the inside. So if you're doubting the status that you have, you're also doubting how hard you can work or how much you can manifest the type of responsibilities that you want in your life, because you get to choose what you're responsible for, and you get to choose what you're not going to be responsible for. And that's all about you being disciplined enough to make the reality how you want to make it. And Capricorns know that better than anyone else, because their ego is tied to manifesting a status that's going to make them comfortable and a source within themselves. They understand more than anyone else that if you want a life of happiness, you literally have to create it yourself. No one's going to make your reality for you. You have to do it on your own. So with these two energies clashing at the moment, we might feel linger a little bit, because Saturn is a kind of big planet, but once we get like 1.5 to 2 degrees away, it'll start to fade. So, and the moon moves pretty fast. So by the time the day is over, we have already went through the biggest part of feeling that conflict inside. And I just wanted to generate, so far the Emperor is the only card that fell out. And the Emperor is a physical picture of the sign of Aries. It's about being in control and being able to choose your heaven, what goes on in your head, being in control of your thinking, being in control of where you're headed, and because it's a trump card or a major arcana, this is something that has staying power. It has more lasting energy than a minor card, because those can easily change. So And we have the Knight of Wands that came out right after that. We still have the Leo Sun going on. So we're still acting in the arena of self-will, self-power, self-love. So if we are thinking in terms of, you know, how can I balance moving intuitively in a direction I know is fair with dealing with the environment that I placed myself in that is going to elevate in responsibility because I'm making this decision. And the way to get to a balance point in between those two very distinctive energies is to remember, number one, what you are, who you choose to be, and how you choose to be it, because it's all in your head. Aries square Capricorn and opposes Libra. So first thing you need to do is identify yourself, identify what and who you are, because right after that it falls into Taurus, and that goes into your immediate, following Aries is Taurus, your immediate needs. What do you immediately need to manifest, or what do you immediately need to feel to gain additional resources to the source you already are? You know, the sun is exalted in Aries as well, because the strongest self-will and dignity comes from being illuminated in the mind of what and who you truly are, because that's the quickest way that you move. Aries is about moving, taking action, and having the driver seat fully occupied by you and only you. So if you're fully occupying and taking off, and you're choosing to take off in the direction that basically gives you the feeling that it's only for you. The direction you choose is what's meant for you and only you. And when you follow that fire, or you follow that feeling of being completely destroyed but made over, because we're making new responsibilities for ourselves, we're creating new ways of reality for ourselves, that is only fair and right. Because if we all want to elevate, then you have to change your environment, you have to change your keys of discipline, you have to change your ways of restricting your life to be exactly the way that you want it. And other people will eventually see that. They might not see it right away, they might not see it how you see it, because you create your status. But everyone bases statuses of other people based on their environment in the first place. So be less about trying to prove something. When you try to prove your power, or when you try to prove your status to the world, everyone sees that as you just doing too much. Everyone will see it as being fake, or being phony, or just being all over the place. So be less focused on what you think someone else wants you to do, or what someone else wants to see in you, and be more in tune with how you see yourself. Where do you see yourself going? Where do you see your personal power? Where do you see your inner strength and where that can lead you? Where do you see your vision taking you? That's going to enlighten everyone around you, as well as restrict your path to your God-given, what's the word? Your God-given status. Sure. Because what was given to you cannot be taken away from anybody else, regardless of whatever they try to do. Somebody can give you something physical, and it don't mean something to you on an intuitive, emotional feeling. It'll mean something to you on the right brain level, that and that in that realm, in the right brain realm, nobody can take anything from you. They can try to manipulate how you feel about it, but they still can't take it away from you. And if you allow someone to manipulate how you feel, then again, Saturn, that's your responsibility. So, in all fairness, Moon in Libra, what is the status that you want to create? In all fairness, are you being restrictive to who you truly are? Are you being restrictive to what you can truly manifest? Are you restricting what you're able to give to the world to bring balance? Are you restricting or limiting your creativity to satisfy someone else? Are you limiting your inner balance to bring balance to someone else? If you do, that would bring definitely disappointment here in the Five of Cups. This is Mars and Scorpio. So this is having drive, motivation, and ego in the area of trust, complete and divine trust in something that you have with another person or another thing or another anything, really, person, place, idea. Are you afraid to invest? A lot of business owners, especially big business owners, people who have acquired a lot of wealth, physically, meaning money, a lot of people always will tell you that, you have to invest. That's the only way you're going to get what you want, is if you put everything into it and you give it a go. If you decide to half step, then you're going to get half stepping fruit. If you don't fully invest yourself into something, you're not going to get everything that you want out of it. Now, with each investment, especially business speaking, when you invest yourself into a reality that you want, or when you make a wish for something to come true for you, it may not turn out the way that you see it. It may not turn out in the way you felt was right for you. And you have to determine on an emotional level what could have interfered with you getting the picture exactly as you imagine. Was there too much ego or control involved? Was there too much of an obsession about having it without really understanding what would come with it? And you just got to do a fact check on, what emotional ties you have, to whatever you're trying to invest in, attract, or gain knowledge of, because it's coming. You're trying to pull something to you that is there, because if you can think about it, or you can imagine it rather, it's there for a reason in your mind's eye. You're just trying to get it down, pull it down into the physical reality. So depending on your perspective, you can be disappointed that you were trying to manifest something from somewhere else and it didn't turn out the way that you expected. Or you can understand that you can be disappointed because it didn't turn out the way that you wanted. However, you still have two more cups. And the Two of Cups is about being divinely connected to the biggest part of our brain, which is the intuition, the divine guidance. That part is always going to be way more important than the celebration of a success on the outside looking in. Always being divinely connected to yourself is going to bring authentic celebration anyway. So at the bottom of the deck, I got the Hermit card, which is Virgo. So this is about having enlightenment within yourself before you make the step to bring that enlightenment to the other side of yourself, the outside of yourself, the doorway into the other world, which can be other people. So Moon in Libra, being instinctively aware of what's right. Saturn and Capricorn, understanding that you create your restrictions and that you also recreate your status. And the best way to understand that, and there's more than one way to eat a Snickers, you know, more than one way to eat a Reese's. So there is no one direct path to what everyone wants or what everyone desires or what everyone wants to manifest. Remember that. However, when it comes to balancing the inner conflict of being fair and having the status you want to work for, know yourself. Take necessary actions. Do not hesitate. And get rid of the things or the cups, feelings, emotions that are not serving who you are or what you're trying to do, and maintain the 2 cups, the divine power that you hold within yourself, that each of us have. Fire and water. Right brain, the intuitive brain, the perceptive powers we all have. Everything comes from water and fire. Just know that. Okay. So the 3 of Wands was behind that, which is the Sun and Aries card. Okay, so that is something I really wanted to focus on. We all out here in a spiritual war, and maybe the battlefront isn't looking as nice as we believe it to be, but you know, won't he do it? Won't you do it? Okay, so making a mess. So that's my message for today. I can't wait for the full moon, because right after is my birthday, so I can't wait. Don't get overly upset or frustrated if things aren't going the way that you thought they would go. Don't be overly upset if what you wish for has a temporary stop sign to help you not second guess who you are, but you dive deeper into the other story of why you exist. Okay? Alright, I'm available for personal readings in the evening, afternoon times. I'm open on the weekends, Friday and Saturday, so definitely Saturdays, Saturn day. So I'm willing, I definitely want to devote that day to doing my spiritual thing, my spiritual work. Saturn notices that. And I don't mean the literal person or planet, I mean the energy, the spirit. So thank you all for tuning in. You can contact me on Facebook, Star Regulus, which is the same name as my YouTube channel. You can also hit me on Instagram, KingRegulus_. And my direct email to contact me is Princess PRYNCEZ@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much again for your support. I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate each and every view, even if it's only 2. I appreciate it because I have to do this. I have to. And it may not, Libra square Capricorn, it may not look the prettiest at the moment according to, you know, the typical status of people who do this for a living, but it's everything to me, and I refuse to give it up for anybody or any situation, because I'm not cutting off who I am or what I'm divinely guided to do to please anybody else, because that's not what life is about. At least not my life. You feel me? Okay. All right, y'all. Love you. Take all your divine messages and signs and symbols and make them work for you, because that's what they're there for.